What's going on, everybody? It is another MLS Monday by Scarves and Spikes. Tyler, Henry, and Sydney here with you guys as we have wrapped up match week 3 of the 2026 MLS season. We are rolling. We have a few teams that are still not on the win column at all. Atlanta's one of those. And look, we've got like a broad variety of things happening, including scandals that are popping up, all kinds of stuff. So busy show. Champions Cup, obviously, also coming up soon as well. So got lots to talk about. But before we get into any of the fun stuff, we did want to address something really quick. Sydney, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, Edward Levin, as some of you know, St. Louis City midfielder Edward Levin's wife had been battling cancer for the past couple of years, and the club announcing this morning that she passed away after that cancer battle. So definitely thinking of Edward at this time, praying for the Levin family at this time. Just a terrible loss. And as someone who has had a loved one afflicted with cancer, and Henry, Tyler, I know you all know at least one person who has been afflicted with cancer. It's just tough to hear, tough news to hear. I don't know how old she was, but relatively young, and just a life tragically taken by this horrible disease. So before we got into it, we just did want to send our best wishes, thoughts, prayers to Edu Levin's family, Edu, at this time. So some things are bigger than soccer, and this is certainly, guys, one of them.
Yeah, this is never one of those things like you want to have to talk about, right? But it's just it's a terrible disease, and we've had our conversations about it over the years doing this show. We still pray, give the best wishes to Garth Lagerwey with his diagnosis and everything. And it's just at the end of the day, man, this is a game that we enjoy to take our mind away off the craziness of the world. And unfortunately, cancer is one of those things that it just somehow affects everybody, whether directly or indirectly. And you just pray for him and those close to him at this point, because that's all you can do, unfortunately. And just hope it doesn't remain as prevalent as it has been.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have kind of words for that. Cancer is a horrible disease, and it's an unfortunate thing that happens in our world. But yeah, I mean, I can't imagine just the pain that brings, and yeah, obviously I'm praying for them, and as you said, Garth, because he's also kind of going through that. It's just a horrible disease, and I mean, you said it. Soccer is kind of, it's a way to kind of distract yourself from what's going on in the world, right? It's something that you feel sometimes is apart from everything, that the chaos that's going on. And when this kind of stuff, I mean, it happens, it's, I don't know, for me, it's just, it kind of breaks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't have the right words for that. My heart kind of goes out to them for sure.
Yeah.
I'll just real quick, Tyler, I'll read the statement from St. Louis that they put on social media. They said, after a 2-year battle with cancer, Ilona Levin passed away this morning, March 9th, 2026. We grieve alongside Edu and all those impacted by this loss, and ask the city community to keep them in your prayers during this difficult time. Ilana was a beautiful example of love, humility, and kindness, and would be deeply missed. And then their pastor, Mark Sigma, wrote, Edu and Ilona built their life on faith in Christ. And we find comfort in knowing Ilana's suffering is over, and that she is now in the eternal presence of her Savior. So certainly a couple with a deep Christian faith. So again, just our hearts, prayers go out to Edu at this time. Just terrible news coming out of St. Louis.
For sure. You never want to have to start off anything that we do talking about that kind of news, because it just is unfortunate. But just like I hope they do, though it's going to take them some time for sure. Family, friends, all that. Even the club, these teams, their family members become family as well. You eventually start moving forward. So we can't keep this show as a downer. We got to move.
Yeah.
But for real, do pray for them and hope that they can get what they need for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we have normally it's funny, we don't really start off in chronological order when we talk about these games on MLS Monday.
Yeah.
But we have to start off this one because it was the opening match of the weekend. It was my match to watch. I freaking hit it. I hope you were entertained, especially if you don't like Orlando. They got rocked by New York City.
So, real quick, how about this? All three opponents, and this is a side note, all three opponents that NYC has played so far have gotten red cards.
Yeah, right. We brought
What
that
is
up.
going on?
It's weird.
This
So
is
weird.
ridiculous.
I mean, but this one in this game was just truly ridiculous.
It
Like
was.
Maxime Crepeau comes out of his box and handles the ball. I don't know what he was doing. Honestly, I don't think he had to come out for
No.
that.
I feel like he knew nothing about where he was, to be honest.
Come on, you are battling for a spot as the starting
Spatial
goalkeeper
awareness
for the
on baseball
Canadian
field, man.
national team. What are we doing, dude? It
They
was
say,
just a
Claire,
terrible
come
way to
on
start
down.
that game. Terrible way to start that game.
Yeah. Just a wild one. And so if you didn't watch it, it very quickly went awry as Henry's talking about for Orlando. New York City beats them 5-0. And we mentioned last week whose seat might be getting hot. And we all said, well, Óscar Pareja. Well,
Sure enough,
that seat just got a lot hotter for sure. And I know everybody saw like the tweet that somebody, I don't even know who it was, that they put out, and they were like, oh, he's getting fired on the tarmac tonight on the way back.
Lane Kiffin style.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I mean, what do you say about this match? Like we mentioned last week that, Pareja has had this Orlando team almost like one step away from being like a legitimately good team. They just can't quite do it. And I said, like, they just suck at closing out games. That didn't really come to fruition this time. They just sucked at starting the game this time. And it was just an overall bad day for Orlando. But this is years now of, I wouldn't say mediocrity, because Orlando's been like pretty good. They've been I would say above average. I mean, they made it in the playoffs. They won Open Cup. Maybe right there on the line of mediocre.
Right.
But he doesn't seem to be getting the most out of these players. Where do they go from here?
So I'll say this just real quick. I mean, it's 5-0, but then again, you look at, well, I was looking at it, and NYC scored on 5 of their 6 shots on target. So I feel like part of me says you don't want to read too much into it, because Crepeau was gone and their backup had to come in at that point. So I don't know if you want to read too much into that, but still, I mean, if you look at Orlando, the talent that they have, just going down Ojeda, they added Dorsey, Duncan McGuire, who is, hasn't been the same for like the past couple of years, W. Brecalo, Marco Pasalic. And you look at guys, the talent that they have, they, of course, Gallese was no longer with the team, so they did bring in Crepeau, veteran keeper in MLS, and Tyler, like you said, or Henry, like you said, battling for that number 1 spot with Dane Sinclair for the Canadian national team, men's national team for the World Cup. So part of me says you don't want to read too much into that, but part of me says with the team that this team has, the squad that this team has, you should be much further along than you are right now. And let's not forget, guys, Pareja was signed to a contract extension in April of last year, I believe, through 2028. So that's maybe bought him some time. That being said, if things don't get better soon, I don't think that Orlando would hesitate to make a move. If you look at their schedule coming up, they have Montreal. I mean, look, that should be a win. I mean, judging by Well, actually, I don't know. After what happened with Red Bulls, I'm not so sure. But they do have Montreal for what it's worth, and then after that they have Nashville, which, I mean, could be bad. And then it's the international break. So I don't know if you're 0 points going to international break. I don't know if Orlando's front office doesn't make a move at that point. That's just how I see it. Henry, what do you think?
I think Óscar Pareja is a manager that's been at this club for 7 years now, I think it is. And as we said, right, he's had talent to work with. He's had very good players that have come through that team. And I mean, he's got what to show for it. An Open Cup, a few playoff appearances, a deep run in 2024. And that's about it. And honestly, in MLS, if you have a tenure that long and you have one Open Cup to show for it, that is mediocrity. That's not good enough considering the level of investment that Orlando is putting into their roster. They're looking to sign Antoine Griezmann now, and that shows you their ambitions, right? And so the question is Óscar Pareja, okay, sure, maybe he stabilized the club, right? When he came in, he set you a good foundation. But think about the Philadelphia Union. Jim Curtin was there for a decade, and he did great stuff, but it got to a point where he hit a ceiling, and it was the right move for the Union to move on from him, and look where it got them. It got him a supporter's shield. I think Orlando's at that point where they have hit the ceiling of what Óscar Pareja can give them, and it's time for someone else to take it from there to the next step, which is routine title contender, right? Routine supporter shield, routine MLS Cup contender, because they absolutely can do it, because they have the talent to do it, and they have the resources to go get that talent, especially once Antoine Griezmann signs, if he signs in the summer, which is, it seems like it might happen. But yeah, I think now is probably the best time for that change. And look, if Orlando does not get on the board soon, then that is more than likely going to happen. You could argue that some of these results have been a little bit of luck, maybe a little bit more luck or better game management against Miami, and you get 3 points there. Maybe Crepeau not doing something completely dumb in this game, and you don't lose by an embarrassing amount. But look, the results have to come. You mentioned Montreal. They got good against Red Bulls this week, so who knows? Then you got Nashville, LAFC, Columbus, and I don't see them winning those games, to be honest. So it's tough, man. But I think it's probably not a fun time to be Óscar Pareja right now.
Yeah, just quickly, Tyler, I'll add to that. There's a saying in college football: "You are who your schedule says you are." Right? And yes, it's a gauntlet of teams, but Henry, you're right. They have to perform. I mean, granted, there's a class in the West. Miami is a class above, and then maybe, I don't know, Cincinnati at this point below them just now. Certainly Nashville, NYC, who have acquitted themselves pretty good this early in the season. But I think what is Orlando's ceiling? What can be that ceiling? Is it top 4? I think it should be top 4. And if you don't compete for trophies, at least try to get in that top 4 spot, and then talk about what the next step is after that. So I'll just throw that out there, Tyler. You want to drop something then?
I mean, Orlando is, as it's built right now, Orlando, I think, is a playoff team. I really feel that way. I just think they're vastly underperforming, and their coach isn't getting the best out of them. I mean, and look, you could say this about a lot of clubs right now, but the difference between Orlando and a lot of clubs is they've had the same coach for quite a while. It's not like they had a big shakeup, right? Like, they kind of had not the same crew. I mean, they made some additions, some changes, some losses, whatever, just like every other club has to go through, unless your name is Miami anyway. But no, like, you've had a pretty stable group and a pretty stable club, right? Like, for a long time. And sometimes that stagnation is what gets you. I mean, the Jim Curtin example is a really good one. Peter Vermees. I mean, we talked about stagnation like that needed to come a long time ago. With SKC, of course, they have definitely not rebounded the way Philly has. But I mean, overall, it's just like you don't want to make a change for the sake of making a change. But this season, I mean, we're 3 games in. This season's not a loss for anybody, even if you are an Atlanta fan. The season's not over. But if you keep playing like this, it's going to be over a lot quicker. And the thing is, look, Maxime Crepeau makes a dumb mistake, and one you don't expect for all the reasons you mentioned earlier, Sydney. Like, he's right there in the, the contention to be that guy in the summer. But also, you don't give up 5 goals.
Yeah.
You just don't. Like, I get playing a man down and it sucks and all that, but you can't just roll over and die like Orlando did. That, again, is a coaching thing, right? Like it's players putting their head down, but again, a lot of that comes from the coaching, and it's just kind of this like continuous cycle that we see where it just feels like there's just not that extra push from the coach that Orlando needs. And so, I mean, we've dumped on Orlando a lot, but like, I just feel like Pareja's time is getting close. On the other side of that, though, New York City, I said it last week, I'm loving the way that they're playing ball. I mean, they had it a lot easier this week.
Right.
But they've been fun to watch. And like, they're looking like legitimate top 4 in the East type contenders at this point.
Is this a surprise?
Not really. I
don't think so.
I don't think so.
Last season.
Top 4, right?
Potentially, I will say, though, the surprise might be how effective they've been without Alonso Martinez. Because that is a huge credit to them. Alonso Martinez had, what was it, like 15, 16 goals last season?
Yeah.
That is, I mean, it's not easy to replace that. But they have found their groove. I mean, between Hannes Wolf, between Nico Fernandez-Marcao, who has been a banger of a signing, man. Maxim Morales found the fountain of youth, and he is, once again, just absolutely killing it.
5'3" Maxim Morales.
Yeah. Look, they have done a very good job of just putting together the right talent, and I mean, for Pascal Janssen also, I mean, huge credit for just how he is managing this team and kind of guiding them forward. I had them pegged among the top in the East. I don't remember if I had them top 4, probably not, but they had a deep run last year in the playoffs, even without Alonso Martinez. So I think we're going to see this continue with NYCFC. I don't think it was just the fact that Orlando got a red card.
Yeah,
I think it was Orlando got a red card, and they also ran into a really good offense.
Yeah, and I'll say this really quick too. Like Samuel kind of brought it up here. Like they're on a baseball field. They're playing on a small pitch. That's more so of a reason why you should, with your 10v11 drills, be focused on parking the bus and just not giving any space. Like I understand that's New York City's home field advantage, but they have less space to work with. But then to all of those points you just mentioned, Max Morales being able to do things, and Keaton Parks all of a sudden figuring out how to play soccer again. Like all of this has elevated this team, this New York City side, into something really, really good. So they've just been fun to watch, and they're getting a new stadium soon. Like there's a lot going on for them. That's really, really fun. So they're one I see being in at least one of our matches to watch week in and week out for quite some time.
Yeah. Do you think New York City, Colorado next week is your match to watch? Will that be your match to watch?
I don't know after the way Colorado played this past weekend, maybe. I don't know. I'm still debating on a couple with my match to watch. Any final thoughts on Orlando's beatdown / New York City's triumph?
I got nothing.
Nah, dude.
We got something.
It's been work. A couple guys had a worse time than Orlando.
Yeah, they really did have a worse time. They have a really, really bad time. I can't believe I got to see one of these in person score a goal in an MLS Cup. It's kind of crazy. 2 players have been straight up sent to the shadow realm by Major League Soccer
for life.
For life. Like gone. Like they're battling Yu-Gi-Oh right now as we speak. Yeboah.
I don't know who
Derrick
that is,
Jones.
but okay.
It's okay. Yeboah and Derrick Jones,
Yeah.
betting scandal, lifetime suspension from Major League Soccer. Like done. So
Brutal.
Comes down to, I mean, and you read the press release, but essentially one of the actual examples they gave was getting a yellow card. Was it on decision day or in the playoffs in 2024? I think it was. I have to look. But essentially like betting that one of them would get a yellow card and making money off of it. And there was like some insider kind of like trading, quote unquote, that was going on. And MLS was alerted to it by kind of like betting authorities back then. So they hired a couple of groups to do an investigation.
Yeah.
Turned out, guilty. And now they're done.
Wow.
Yeah. So here's the thing, though. And, Tyler, it says, in one instance, both players bet on Jones to draw a yellow card during an October 19th, 2024 match, which he received. So here's the thing. Not only were they betting on MLS, they were betting on their own team, which, like, if you're going to bet on another, well, don't bet.
What is it they called each other and were like, hey, dude,
how about don't bet on tomorrow. MLS, period, because that feels like a great way to lose money.
Right.
Tell me you predicted that NYCFC was going to score 5 on Orlando and that Maxime Crepeau was going to get the dumbest red card I've ever seen a goalkeeper get.
Yeah, that's the thing. We joke around all the time. Unless your name is Tommy, you don't bet on Major League Soccer. And even Tommy's kind of backed off on betting on it, to be honest. But just the way this reads, it sounds like Derrick Jones called Yeboah and was like, bro, I'm getting a yellow tomorrow. Throw a hundo down on it or whatever, however much money they're throwing around, and see what happens. Because they probably, the odds were what? I don't know. Very minimal, maybe. I don't know. But like, it's just obvious. Like, it's not like this is something you just throw money on and people don't look at the type of bets and the people that are making the bets. This is not like an anonymous gambling club. You have to have information put in and you're throwing money down for something very, very specific. And if the person throwing the money down, however you might have put your, Yeboah _96 name into the betting app, you're going to get found out. Like, this is not hard. Yeah. Why did you do this? Anyway, that's 2 players that you'll never see in MLS again. Freaking crazy.
So I'll add this too. So Derrick Jones, currently without a club, last played for the Crew last year, was teammates with Yeboah in 2024 at Columbus. But get this. So Yeboah is currently with Qingdao Zhongnun, or Qingdao Hainu, I think it's pronounced, the Chinese Super League. Guys, they started the season -7 points for, quote, violation of sports ethics and loss of sportsmanship, engaging in improper transactions to seek illegitimate benefits.
Jeez, dude.
This is a team. That's the team that Yeboah went to.
What are you doing, bro? Old habits die hard. Clearly.
Right.
Jeez, man.
In fairness, he hasn't appeared in a match for them. Looks like, but he was put on administrative leave with Jones in October 2025. I vaguely remember that. And then he was with LAC, and they mutually agreed to terminate his contract. As it turns out, he was betting on games, not just betting on games, but in his own team, which is really, really bad.
I mean, look, this sets a statement, right? It sends a very clear statement that this is just not going to be tolerated within the league. I think in Europe, you've seen, for example, what was it? Sandro Tonali, like a couple years ago. It was a couple years ago that he got banned. What was it? 8 months or something like that for betting. There's been several other examples, but like they weren't permanent bans like these are.
Yeah,
I think in MLS, the fact that they're making it a permanent ban, they're not screwing around. They're saying like, okay, you do this, there is no second chance. You are done.
Yeah.
And that is going to be a stain on your career as a professional soccer player. So yeah, I mean, It's brutal, obviously. Some people might call it harsh. I think it's right because I don't, dude, screw that. That you're betting on your own games, even, right? Like if I am a teammate of one of these players and I find out like, oh, this guy purposely, even if it's like purposely got a yellow or did something like this guy was in a game.
I don't care.
Obviously not
If you're
fully
betting
focused
against the team that you're on, and I'm on the same team. Oh, dude, we're throwing down.
obviously not fully focused, because what's your focus in that game? Oh, I got to get a yellow card, right? I got to do this to make the bet hit. Like that's just absurd, man. Like get out of here with that.
Well, like make it less obvious than something. I mean, I'm not trying to tell people how to like game the system, but like a yellow card, really, dude? You can walk up and poke somebody or flick them and get a yellow card. Like, come on, man! Like, make it at least something wild. Anyway, I will say this: my thing about what you just said, the lifetime ban, people saying it's harsh. No, it's not harsh. I think it's, like you said, spot on, especially because you got to look at how prevalent and some would argue overwhelming the betting culture has become on sports around the world. But in the United States, you got MLS this year alone. You have Polymarket and DraftKings, I think, there might be more. I don't know.
Kalshi.
Yeah.
Like when you're talking about prediction markets, Polymarket, Kalshi, I like the big two.
But you have these things that are going on, and it's like, you have to set an example. Now, like random Joe Blow on the street betting on MLS, like that's different than the player, but like it's still part of the culture that's being ingrained because you're advertising on your platform. You have to set that example, like period. You can't let stuff like that fly.
Side note, it's wild to me that soccer teams are allowed to have like betting houses as their sponsors on their jerseys.
Yeah.
Like I get that it's revenue, but it's like, I don't know. I don't know if that's what you want to encourage personally. I don't know.
Yeah. I agree. Because it's like, all right, but then it's
a mixed message, right?
Yeah. It's really good.
It is.
But look, scandal. Hey, MLS has made it. Let's go. Whatever.
At least ESPN talked about them today.
I know, right? Do y'all have anything on y'all / Derrick Jones betting before we jump over to Montreal?
Yeah, just don't bet. It's my solution.
Well, the Red Bulls had been betting on their young talent, and it backfired on them this time around.
It sure did. Hey, what happened to Red Bull University?
Red Bull High School. They got detention. Sorry, I don't know. Yeah, dude, they failed French class. Montreal beat them 3-0.
How long have you been holding that one in?
Dude, it just came to my head. I swear to God, it just popped in just like that. It happens like that. I'm that good.
They do fromage.
Pepe Le Pew on their own ground.
3-0 loss to CF Montreal, which had been kind of the laughing stock, the spoon favorite in the East, at least, until this weekend, I guess. Guys, what do we think about that game?
Not only did the Red Bulls lose 3-0, Wiki Carmona, one of their former players who signed for Montreal in the offseason, backs a brace against him. So that's
player of the match day.
Player of the match day. So like that's insult to injury right there.
It's insane. I mean, it's why we say don't bet on Major League Soccer. This is exactly why. This is the perfect example of it. I mean, I kind of said last week with the Red Bulls, like you don't want to push these kids too far, right? You don't want to put them in this position where they might get a little big headed. And then when things do come back to earth, they get they get rocked.
Yep.
But sometimes games just go that way, right? Like Montreal, they came out and they had a game plan and they stuck to it and they did well. I don't think it's any kind of like fire alarm for Red Bulls, but I do think it's definitely something for Montreal to grab onto and build off of. Like you should. You did the job when everybody else was kind of punking on you a little bit. Now you're not one of the 6 teams that are yet to win a game in MLS. So 7, my bad.
Yeah.
It's just, if you're Montreal, you take this and you run with it. And you say, hey, cool. Like, we did the job. Something's working. We just got to identify it, hone in on it, and build on it.
Can they, though? I mean, sorry, Henry. Can they stack those performances together? Because, as we said, they're kind of a spoon. Can they going in? But, is this just a flash on the pan, or is it something they can do consistently?
I mean, they've got some solid talent, obviously. I mean, Prince Owusu, he had a great season last year. He could certainly build on that. They've got a very good core of young center backs, and I think you'll see them develop and kind of provide a solid base for you as well. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna sit here and say that they're okay. They're definitely like playoff contenders now, but I will say I feel a little bit better about them going away and getting a very, very good win, looking solid, taking their chances, and you know I'm a little bit more confident about them than I was before. But this is one game, right?
Yeah.
You have good games, you have bad games, you have times where Wiki Carmona just randomly decides to be good. The question is that sustainable? It's the same question we had last week with the Red Bulls. Is it sustainable to depend on an 18-year-old to bag you a goal a game? It's not. Obviously, we just saw that this game. So let's come back this weekend. We'll see if they can continue the momentum from that, because that's going to be the key.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, like, you can analyze this game all you want to. I think it was a little bit of kind of reapproaching the median for both teams, because I think personally, the Red Bulls have well outperformed, or at least the 18 kids that they have playing on the field at any given time have. I feel like they've outperformed a little bit, but they've been good. Like, I'm not knocking on them. And I feel like Montreal, as much as we've, probably given a little more hate than maybe they deserve fully, they played significantly better. And I think they identified something that worked. And is it sustainable? I don't know. Probably not for either team, really. But it is, for one team, it's something to build on, and for the other, this is that moment now that I talked about last week where I said, all right, Mike Bradley, you need to look at your boys and say, hey, it's good. We move. Like, this is not the end of the season. You gotta learn from it, and you gotta keep going. So definitely interesting moments, and I'm very curious where both of these teams go from here. Just, as you get into the next week, see kind of how they build upon the result that each team had. So it was interesting to me when I was looking at this game and I started thinking about it. Montreal kind of took the Canadian like trifecta because of how everybody assumed that it was not going to be a good day for them. But the Canadian trifecta happened. All the Canadian teams won their matches this weekend. I would argue, maybe not, but I would say that it's close to as much of a surprise that Toronto pulled out the win over Cincy.
Yeah.
I will say this before I ask you a question. Toronto, look, they squeaked it out. Teams are clearly having trouble scoring goals against Cincy. Their defense, I'm not saying it's bad, but for as good as Cincy's defense is, the only goals they've scored all year were against a really bad Atlanta defense.
Yeah.
So, is it time to be worried about Cincinnati?
No.
3 games into the season.
Yeah. No, it's 3 games in. It's 3 games in. And I mean, this is kind of an issue with them guys. Terrific defense, but never has been able to really be brutal and ruthless in the attack, right? And we've seen it over the past couple of games with them. They have the talent, of course. Denke, certainly, he played. Evander still dealing with his injury. He suffered on match day 1. Might be in for Champions Cup. We'll talk about Champions Cup a little bit later on as they take on Tigres. But yeah, I mean, it's still lacking that extra touch, Cincinnati's attack, and that's been the case for the most part over the last couple of years, right? I mean, it's not a terrible attack, but it's just they're not ruthless. They don't put teams to the sword the way they should. And I spoke with Laurel Failer, who does a terrific job covering FC Cincinnati. And that's one of the things that she raised from last year. Under Pat Noonan, this team has been terrific defensively, but hasn't been quite able to put teams to the sword and finish them off truly. And I think we're really seeing that over the past couple of matches, not scoring goals, being shut out in back-to-back matches. So they need that extra attacking piece. They need, when Evander comes back, they need that chemistry to really be there between Denke and Evander, but they need that secondary scoring source as well. If they can't find that, if they can't get a source of goals outside of those two players, they're not going to be a team that makes a deep run in the playoffs. I still think it's a playoff team, but they got it. They need that extra piece.
I still think at full strength, they are one of the best teams in the Eastern Conference. Evander is a huge loss. We're talking about a guy that, if you take out Lionel Messi, this guy's probably your MVP runner-up last season. He was an MVP candidate for sure. And he's been consistent in the years that he has been in this league. Even before Cincinnati with Portland, he was just that quality. So you're missing that chance creation from him and the individual brilliance, because this guy is also capable of kind of putting the team on his back and finding the moments to turn games. And when you're missing that for your first 3 games of the season, because he went down after like 12 minutes against Atlanta.
Yeah, thereabouts.
Then it's tough, because that's what you're kind of planning on and banking on going into the season. So yeah, I think when Evander comes back, you're going to see this team find a rebound, because I think between him and Denke, and now, I mean, Andre Echenique and Brian Ramirez, they are 2 players that really supplement this attack very, very well. And I think that you're going to see really the full potential of this team once Evander is back in there, because I think he's the key piece that helps kind of hold that attack together.
You need to get more from Dado Valenzuela as well. You need to get more from him while Evander's out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just 2 different players, man. It's tough to expect.
Big shoes to fill, but
yeah, no, totally.
But and then I think it's interesting because I feel like probably one of our most hyperbole, our least talked about teams, in our show so far this year has been Toronto. And I mean, you think about the moves that they made. We've hit on them, but you have Walker Zimmerman there now. You have Daniel Shallowy, who scored the goal, and that one intrigues me because it's like he was an SKC, what felt like a lifer, right?
Yeah,
it was SKC. Yeah, he was there forever, it seemed like, and then he makes the move up above the border, and it's not like they're putting anybody's lights out, but I think there's something there. We talked about Montreal maybe finding something they can hold on to. Toronto, I don't think they're going to go blow anybody out of the water this year. I just don't think they have that kind of attack. But you have guys that know this league, and they're known quantities. They're steady pieces. Yeah. And I think that's potentially enough to have them maybe hop up close to that playoff line. I don't think they're jumping in, at like the 5th spot or anything like that. But I think Toronto is one of those teams come week 32 or 31, we're chatting about like, are they gonna get those extra couple of points and make it into the playoffs? But they've got, I think, a sneaky halfway decent team.
Don't forget about Sargent. Sargent hasn't played yet for them. He can make his debut against Red Bulls, against Michael Bradley's former team. So, Michael Bradley coaching against his former team, but yeah, that could be on the table. Then Mihailovic, Osorio, Richie Larea, good players. Raheem Edwards, good players, but can they put it together? How can Sargent elevate this team once he gets flowing with them, once he gets integrated into the team up there? It's the big question.
And I'll say this really quick before Henry hops in. Like, him coming in is one of those where you say, okay, as a coach, sometimes these decisions get tough, right? Like I'll use LA when Son came in last year. The question was, oh, is he going to just take his spot straight up from Denis Bouanga? Like, but Denis Bouanga's been good there, right? Like that's kind of his spot. And they made it work, clearly. Here, I don't think Toronto's got that problem. It's going to be like, all right, what is it? Aristiza?
Aristizabal.
Is it okay? I forgot what nationality was, but you've got a couple of guys there that you could just immediately yank. I'm not saying he's going to play necessarily as a straight up number 9. Anyway, that's getting off topic. But I feel like this is not a super hard decision. But you have around him when he gets here, officially and finally, you've got that, like I said, that group of kind of MLS guys that know the league that are going to be able to provide everything that you expect out of like the Michael Parkhursts of the world, Walker Zimmerman, Charlie. They've both been here for a minute. And ultimately, like you get a little bit more of attacking power, then yeah, I think Toronto becomes something that's halfway up the Eastern Conference. But I don't think Josh Sargent like makes this team top 4 instantly.
No, I mean it makes him better, but not
better for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Sorry, Henry. I said I was going to make that quick, and that was not quick.
No, it's fine. I mean, you hit it all. Josh Sargent is instantly slotting into this team. I mean, there's no question. And he's got good talent surrounding him. I think, obviously, Mihailovic, Daniel Shalhoub is that veteran guy that, I mean, he showed he could still do things in MLS. He won the game for Toronto this weekend. So, yeah, I think it's a very solid Toronto team. As you said, I don't expect them to be world beaters, but they're not going to be a joke. That's for sure.
Where did Aristizábal come from, by the way? Who did he sign from?
Atlético Nacional, I think.
Nacional. Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's my team in Colombia.
Oh, yeah. From Medellin, too.
Sure. And Gray saying, yeah, I feel a lot less excited about seeing Atlanta and Toronto next month. Well, at least you'll get to see Josh Sargent ball out. So
yeah.
Yay. And I'll go back to I gotta say Colonel. I'm sorry. But Evander did have a moment, right?
Yeah.
Subbed on, but which is for Cincy, it's like, all right, well, what happened game 1? You're like, well, at least it wasn't as bad as we might have thought. But yeah, he didn't affect the game much.
Yeah.
But you expect that. He's coming back and like he still has an injury. Anyway, I'm curious to see what Cincy does next week. And then Toronto, yeah, you got a little bit to build on. So you ride and you wait for your star player to get there.
We want to hit on Prebels now?
We have a handful of unbeaten teams. We have a handful of teams that have yet to do much of anything. Before we do that, though, scarvesandspikes.com. Y'all go visit it. We have all of our Atlanta United content, MLS content, U.S. men, women's, all teams content, NWSL Atlanta, all that good stuff on there. So you'll go check it out. We also have a stats website for Atlanta United. That's a lot of fun. You can go check out the expected rage meter. I won't tell you what it is, but go check it out. It's at stats.scarvesandspikes.com. And then if you're not a part of it, go join our Patreon, patreon.com/scarvesandspikes. It gets you in. There's a couple of different tiers, but they all get you into our Discord. You can also have training ground updates from the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground up in Marietta, and mailbag episodes, all kinds of stuff that we do on there. So if you have not dove in there yet, definitely go to patreon.com/scarvesandspikes. Jump in there with us.
And real quick, as always, thanks for watching us live. If you're watching live on YouTube, if this is your first time and you haven't already, please like and subscribe to our channel. Hit the bell so you know when we're on live or post a video. If you're listening to Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please leave a review and subscribe if you haven't already. Those things really help us out a lot, as we continue to get into the season. World Cup coming up, U.S. men's national team, some big friendlies coming up at Mercedes-Benz Stadium against Belgium and Portugal, and then, as Tyler said, NWSL. So all that great stuff coming up. But again, YouTube, like and subscribe if you're watching live or after the fact, and then Apple Podcasts or Spotify if you're listening. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and leave a review for us as well.
Yes, indeedy. All right. Do y'all want to talk about The winners or the losers first?
I don't know. Shall we start with the lows first and then go with the highs, or vice versa?
Let's get the bad news out of the way first. There are 7 teams that have yet to win in MLS this year.
I know one of them.
2 of them.
So I'm gonna give you my list of these 7 in order of ones I did not think were gonna be there, all the way up to the ones that I thought definitely had a chance. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Starting Kansas City for sure.
Yeah.
Kansas City was a given for me.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I was right. Then I'm gonna go St. Louis.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna go New England. Then I'm gonna go Orlando. No, I'm gonna go Atlanta. Then I'm gonna go Orlando. Then I'm gonna go Columbus, and then I'm gonna go Philly. Those are your 7 teams in my ranked order from not expected or expected to not expected.
Personally, I would have put Philadelphia a little bit higher just because I feel like the roster implosion that they had to start the season, I think that sets them back a bit. But I other than that, I really do agree with your rankings. I don't want to talk about Atlanta much because we do have our main Atlanta show where we will, therapy session there about this. But yeah, the Tata project isn't really going as planned, or maybe it is if you look at the tiny details, but the results aren't giving you that. Talk about Óscar Pareja and Orlando. Columbus is the big one for me because I feel like Columbus on paper is much better than the results are indicating.
Mm-hmm.
But
I was shocked. I was shocked that they only got a point against Sporting Kansas City.
Yeah.
Because they in theory, they have a really good offense. Diego Rossi is still a very good player in MLS.
Yeah.
Is probably one of the best in the league. And Wissam Abu Ali looks legit. He looks like the right type of 9, but he's just not consistent in front of goal.
Mm.
And that's unfortunately what you get. And that's where Columbus is failing. Like the post-Nazi era is off to a shaky start, but I think there's a vision, guys.
Mm.
I just don't know when they're gonna hit their stride. I think it's similar to what Atlanta's going through with Tata. Like you're starting to see pieces.
The Pineda era too.
Yeah.
You're
starting to see pieces, but it's like we're waiting for the moment where it like clicks and then they start cooking.
You look at this list though, guys, and what do 5 of these what do 5 of these teams have in common? Columbus, St. Louis, Sporting Kansas City, New England, Atlanta.
They're in
right?
the
So y'all have
conference.
Yeah, you're right. Besides that, not St. Louis.
New coaches.
Some of them are.
Yeah, no, they all have new coaches.
Yeah.
And if you're Columbus, you're taking over one of the best coaches in MLS history. Let's go ahead and say it. Henrik Rydstrom coming in. And they have a different roster for Columbus, right? St. Louis has struggled for the past few years. You bring in what's his name? Oh, I forgot his name. I just had it. Rafa Vicky. You bring him in, try to resurrect that club. You also have some changes in the front office. Sporting Kansas City, you moved on from Vermees, and you bring in Vicky is the Sporting Kansas City head coach, not the St. Louis City head coach. St. Louis City head coach Yon Dame, former FC Cincinnati assistant. I got those two mixed up.
Columbus crew.
Columbus crew. And Sporting Kansas. In Cincinnati. But Dame, Kansas City. Vicky, Kansas City, Dame, St. Louis. Knowing Marko Mitrovic coming in for Caleb Porter, and then Atlanta United, of course, with Tata Martino. So 5 teams that are trying to work out new systems, new playing styles, etc. And maybe the adjustment period is going a little bit slower than it was originally planned to be. Granted, Kansas City didn't really sign anybody in the offseason, but that's a whole different problem.
Kansas City's playing with a USL squad at this point.
Yeah, right. St. Louis, St. Louis, same thing, a little shaky themselves. But guys, the 4 teams that have 0 points right now are Philadelphia, New England, Atlanta, or Orlando. Now, did that surprise you that all 4 teams, or either of those 4 teams, will have 0 points at this point in time? I guess that's the question.
I mean, you could have at least hoped for a draw.
Yeah.
Right? Like give them something, but yeah, it's pretty shocking actually.
Yeah.
Especially this early in the season, you kind of expect, the feeling out period for a lot of clubs and a lot of new coaches is like, all right, we're going to play. Maybe you don't say this and you don't necessarily do it on purpose, but you're playing to not lose as opposed to playing to win until you really get your feet under you.
Mm-hmm.
And they're not even making it that far. So it's a tough time to be a fan of any of them because, as much as you want to sit here and talk about last year, like Columbus, perennial for a long time winners.
Yep.
St. Louis, they at least had a little bit of hope because you made some changes, right? Like in the offseason, like you didn't do anything super crazy, but you at least made some changes. Kansas City, I'm sorry, y'all didn't have any hope. Philly, y'all won the Supporter Shield last season. And then you nuked your roster, literally, like you said, Henry. But you won the Supporter Shield. And then New England, it's like, dude, New England, they do underperform. I feel like that team should be able to do way better than they do. But they're not a terrible team. Atlanta, dude, Tata 2.0, it was like, all right, you can get something out of the first 3 games for sure. Even if it's just sheer vibes coming back to the bins, and you can even do that Wednesday. And then Orlando, we've already talked about it. They should have freaking done something at this point. I mean, you had Miami dead to rights at halftime and freaking blew it. It's unexpected. It's just kind of wild how it's all played out. So yeah, I mean, we'll see how it shakes up. Again, it's week 3. A lot can happen, but didn't expect those teams to be the ones that were blanked entirely.
Yeah, and I think there's a little bit of context that you can add for 2 of these teams. For example, New England didn't play this weekend. Their match was postponed because Gillette Stadium is without grass. So that they have not played their 3rd game. They've only played 2. And then for St. Louis, you have to add the fact that Edward Leuven has not been with the team. Well, for obvious reasons. He's been dealing with his family situation. But I mean, this is a guy that had 6 goals, 3 assists last season. And he's been a constant creator for this team since 2023. So when you're missing a player like that, you're not going to be at your best. And it shows because St. Louis has literally only scored 1 goal in 3 games. And that was against Charlotte. In a game, by the way, mind you, where they looked actually pretty good. So I think once you get Leuven back, once you get this team to its full strength, I see a little bit more hope for St. Louis. And for New England, there are pieces there. Carlos Gil is still an elite player in this league. Dora Turgeman is a phenomenal striker. You've got these 2 teams have stuff to work with. I would not sound the alarm bells for them yet.
I do have a guarantee to make. We have 4 teams that are 0 points. That will change this weekend. Atlanta and Philadelphia play each other at Mercedes-Benz Stadium on a Saturday afternoon. So 2 teams looking, guys, to get something out of it sooner rather than later. Both going for wins, obviously. They don't want to go, obviously.
Y'all Yeboah should have made. That's not, you can get away with that.
But it's 2 teams without wins that are, not desperate, but, just they need to start putting some things together, figuring some things out before the season goes further down the drain. And Philadelphia, they had it coming. Like we said, they blew up the roster. Baribo's in DC, et cetera. But I don't know what the plan was in Philadelphia. But Henry, like you were saying, at least you see kind of the plan in New England. They're good players still. The Mitrovic, who did, a former U.S. Youth International coach. So you sort of see the plan is to maybe integrate their young talent from their academy a little bit more. So we'll see how that turns out. But these are, I would honestly, Philly is probably the most surprising. And Tyler, you gave your list, and I pretty much agree with that. Philly and Columbus are certainly the most surprising to have no points, no wins at this point in time. But it's 3 of 34 games, in the rearview mirror. 2 if you're New England. Yeah. It's easy to make bold proclamations after 3 games. We can sort of see some themes starting to emerge, but you can't make two bold proclamations off of 3 games.
Yeah.
You just have to be careful.
Do you want to talk about the winners now? There are
Yeah, I do. Hey, I'm gonna say this, talking about the judging based on things and seeing issues that may be arising through 3 games and all. I'm gonna say this comment from before the game. Come back Wednesday saying, why do you think Atlanta has 0 points? What are your thoughts on the center backs compared to the last 2 seasons? We are gonna hit on this heavily on Wednesday on the show at 7. So there's plenty to talk about, because with Atlanta specifically, defensively they have been bad, you can say, but it's been something different every game pretty much. Yeah. So there isn't a lot to be able to be like, oh, well, here's a trend for the most part. We'll talk about it a lot on Wednesday, so come back for that.
It's like you plug up one hole and another one opens up.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. So it's just like bucketing water out of a ship that's got 3 holes in 3 different parts of the ship. Anyway.
Yeah.
Sydney, pick a number between 1 and 20.
13.
Henry.
17.
You're closer. It's 19. All right. You give me your same thing I did with the 6 unbeaten teams. Which ones did you expect to be there in what order?
All right.
I was 19, by the way. I didn't tell you that part. The answer was 19.
Santos, there you go.
And so you got closer, and then you get the honors of, but you can do it too.
Okay.
I'm not going to leave you out.
Gotcha.
So ones I expected to be unbeaten to I did not expect to be unbeaten. LAFC, Vancouver, Nashville, San Diego, NYCFC, and San Jose.
It's hard to argue with that list.
Yep, I think it's really spot on.
How about
I will just say, because look, when you go with LAFC and Vancouver, San Diego, these are teams that were at the top of the West last season, and that we expected them to kind of carry that over into this season. Nashville, obviously, with the offseason that they had, adding Christian Espinoza, just supplementing their already really loaded roster with more talent. You expect them to carry that on. San Jose is the big surprise. Oh. What are the Quakes doing in this list? I'll tell you what. Timo freaking Werner, who now has 2 assists
in as many matches.
Guys, he still hasn't scored, but
hey man, goal contributions, buddy.
It's working out for them. And
Bruce Arena looks like a genius right now.
Yeah, the Bruce Arena the Bruce Arena effect is certainly working. Yeah. They have a solid squad. I mean, aside from Timo Werner, it's not like they have any world beaters. I mean, it's a really solid squad that is just. I think it's really a lot more about the X-Dog that they have than the raw talent level, because gosh, they fight. I remember watching that Atlanta game, like they were fighting for every ball. Yep. They were very, very good. They defended their home pitch. Like they just got the job done. And then Timo Werner adds you that extra bit of quality, which even though, he comes from Europe where he hasn't been great the past few years, he's still got that class. So it's going the right way for San Jose. I'm curious if they can keep it going, though.
But no, the most surprising thing about it is they have yet to allow a goal this season. The San Jose Earthquakes, who traditionally have had a leaky defense, have not let a goal past them out of 3 matches this season, as well as San Diego, as well as LAFC. So I feel like that's the biggest surprise about San Jose at this point in time.
That's saying something.
Exactly. That really is.
Yeah,
it really is.
That all these teams have come up against. But yeah, it's just. I mean, it's been impressive. They're all well deserved, admittedly. Like, I don't think you can look at any of the matches that any of these teams have played and said like they don't deserve to be there.
All right.
The question mark for me, obviously, coming into the year was, is San Diego going to have that sophomore slump? They're not.
Not yet.
They're not.
Chucky who?
Yeah. They went to bed on time on the night before graduation, whatever.
Yeah.
It's been really fun to keep them rolling and see how they've progressed. Yeah. Chucky who. So
right.
I don't know. It feels like any of these teams, you come up against them, unless something drastically changes this year, Some expected, some not expected. It's going to be a tough day at the office.
Can I ask you guys a quick question?
Yes.
Are there any teams that you're surprised are not on this list?
Surprised are not on this list.
Miami.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe.
But man, they went up against the buzzsaw against LAFC on day one.
Yeah.
And like somebody had to win that game. That was not going to be a draw.
Maybe Seattle, maybe. Big maybe. But I don't know. Give us a shout out too. We gotta give us a shout out. Well, I mean, we're Lady United. We cover them primarily, but Real Salt Lake. I mean, let's say that again.
No, I was just gonna say to Henry's question. I was gonna say I think Cincy kind of is surprising.
Yeah,
I think it's just a little bit more recency bias because they didn't win last week either. But anyway, carry on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, look at other good teams around the league. Real Salt Lake has looked halfway decent with their young players. When you talk about Red Bulls, Derrick could sneak into the men's national team roster. The Rapids, under their new head coach, look pretty decent through 3 matches. So you're seeing these teams, that you might not otherwise think would be good are turning out to be. I mean, again, it's 3 matches. You know what? To make any too broad proclamations, so at least they're off to a good start. For me, San Diego, Vancouver, LAFC is certainly sustainable. I really think those 3 teams, just because of the talent they have. San Diego, of course, with Dreyer, Vancouver with Mueller, Brian White as well, Sebastian Berhalter, Ryan Gauld, and then LAFC with Sun and Wonga. I mean, those are the 3 I think can sustain this for an extended period of time. I still think LAFC is the best team of the Western Conference, but I think San Diego and Vancouver are certainly going to push them to the limit this year.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so we have a couple more things to talk about real quick. I will hit on this as well. Colonel saying, never mind that San Jose has the greatest coach in U.S. soccer history, lockdown winner at every level. It is true. Whether you love him or hate him, Bruce Arena is the guy. Who?
Yep.
Never mind. I'm not going to make that joke. Anyway, he's
done
the job. He's been around the block a time or 5. So that is a massive factor, and you can tell with his roster building, he knows what he wants. He's able to get it, and he makes it work.
Yeah. It's good coaching.
Yeah, I mean, hey, who wouldn't have thought, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we have a couple things. We have Champions Cup. And then we're going to do our matches to watch, I guess. So what I'll do, I think, for the sake of time, is run through the Champions Cup matches. Y'all tell everybody the ones that they should be watching, because there are definitely some. And then we'll do our matches to watch in MLS. So,
well, real quick.
Yes.
Do we just want to go one by? I know you're going to read it out one by one, but do we want to kind of give our predictions as to how they'll turn out?
Yes.
Do that?
I'm trying to think if that throws a wrench in what I just said I was going to do.
Or we can do what you just said you're going to
do. We'll go but one by one. But I tell you what, we'll do it day by day. Tomorrow, we have what should in theory be a fun one, in my opinion. Philadelphia Union, Club America. We have Cruz Azul and Monterrey, which I understand might not be one that's as exciting for MLS fans because it doesn't include an MLS team, but those are 2 really fun teams to watch. And then you also have the aforementioned LAFC and Alajuelense. So out of those 3, what are your predictions for each, and which one should somebody tune into tomorrow? Though you could tune into all of them because they're at 7, 9, and 11.
What's Alajuelense doing in a round of 16 in the first place?
They're there. Good game.
They're not going to advance out of the round of 16, but they're there. I mean, LAC easily. Club America, I think at this stage is much better than Philadelphia by a long shot. And then Monterrey, Cruz Azul. I'm gonna, with my limited knowledge of Liga MX at this stage, I'm gonna say Monterrey takes that one, especially with the first match being at home. I think they can probably put Cruz Azul to the sword. Match 1 of that round of 16 tie, Henry.
Yeah, I'm with you. Not much else to add there except For me, that's the game to watch out of those three, just because I think America, again, is just going to have too much quality for Philadelphia, and Alajuelense is going to run into a sun-shaped wall. So,
Yep,
that's it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm actually gonna give Cruz Azul over Monterrey. But it's kind of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I don't know how many Cruz Azul or Monterrey fans are watching this stream right now on MLS Monday, but if you're not one of those two fan bases, you'll probably have a great time watching that match.
I didn't realize the Cruz Azul was at top of the standings of the Clausura. I really did not. So that changes my prediction.
There you go. See,
I told you my limited knowledge of Liga MX.
So then Wednesday gets kicked off hot, 7:30, Miami, Nashville. That's a potential like Eastern Conference end of the year battle for sure.
Yeah.
Then you 9:30. I love this. LA Galaxy versus Mount Pleasant, which sounds like a neighborhood down the street.
For real, dude.
I love it. And then you have
Jamaica,
11:30
right?
San Diego and Toluca.
That one's good too.
Mm-hmm.
What you got?
I mean, dude, Nashville Miami seems like the easy answer because I feel like they always find each other in cup competitions. This was the 2023 Leagues Cup final? I feel like they ran into each other in the playoffs last season. This is like a rivalry at this point. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Nashville Miami, but dude, San Diego Toluca is a very, very close second.
Mm-hmm. I got Nashville Miami. I mean, Lionel Messi versus Sam Surridge, Hani Mukhtar, and Christian Espinosa is going to be quite the tie. Judas Park this week, of course, and then down in Fort Lauderdale next week. One of the final matches, guys, by the way, at Chase Stadium before new stadium opens up. So, yeah, that's my one to watch for sure. If I'm to give a prediction, I think Miami wins that one. There's only one Lionel Messi. I think he shows himself certainly in this tie. LA Galaxy for sure past Mount Pleasant, and then San Diego. I'm going to do San Diego, guys. Getting past Toluca.
Yep, that's fair.
Round of 16.
I agree. Miami, I think, over Nashville. And Mount Pleasant, if you don't know, they are a team from Jamaica. And they are potentially having up to 10 players have visa issues just to play this game.
That's right.
So for Mount Pleasant, it's not very pleasant at the moment. And I don't know, regardless, nothing against them, I don't know that their quality is going to stack up to the Galaxy, even despite the Galaxy's issues over the past year and a half.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they'll take that one. And I agree. I think San Diego has it. I think Toluca's not going to be easy for sure. And then the second leg might get wild, but I'll take San Diego. So then Thursday, the end of the week, you have at 8 o'clock Cincy versus Tigres, and then at 10 o'clock another banger of a match in MLS, Vancouver and Seattle. What you got?
You take them first.
Yeah, Cascadia Derby, Vancouver, Seattle. I think that's one for me. Thomas Mueller, of course. I believe it's his first Champions. No, it is his first Champions Cup. No, I believe it is his first Champions Cup, and he has a pretty good track record in tournaments. More prestigious than the Concacaf Champions Cup. The one in Europe, I feel like it's a pretty big deal. But I think Vancouver wins this edition. I mean, it's good to see Cascadia in the round of 16s, but I think Vancouver goes through. Cincinnati versus Tigres. I just don't know about Cincinnati's attack. I mean, their defense certainly is strong, but I think if the Tigres can nick one on the road, they'll be in good shape going to Mexico. I feel like that puts Cincinnati at a disadvantage because definitely that second leg down in Mexico. So I just don't know if Tigres comes out on fire and puts like 2 in the back of the net, that puts Cincinnati at a disadvantage just like that. I don't think they can overturn it down in Mexico in the second leg. So that should be interesting. I think if that ends up being a 0-0 draw, Cincinnati will be very happy to go to Mexico 0-0.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I think at home, Cincinnati needs to get a lead because it's very hard to go down to Mexico and score and kind of keep that result.
Multiple goals, though, which I don't know if they have in them, to be honest, at this point.
Exactly. So for me, Tigres is the one taking that series. And then Vancouver, Seattle, I got to go with Thomas Muller, man. The Muller effect is real. And Vancouver, they got to the final of this tournament without Thomas Muller. And I think the way that they lost that final, they're going to be pissed about it. They're pissed about it. And they want to be back. They want that chance back. And I think with Thomas Muller, they have every chance of making it back to that stage. So I'm betting on Vancouver all the way for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Vancouver as well, for all the reasons y'all just mentioned. And as far as Tigres is concerned, I actually think it's going to be kind of a wild one. I think since he scores a brace, I think they get two, kind of charging up the meter a little bit, and they let it loose in Champions Cup. But I think Tigres gets 1-2, the crucial away goal, and they go back to Mexico, and I think they handle business overall against Cincy. So yeah, those are my two. Not really a bad match to watch this weekend, to be fair. I mean, even the LA Galaxy Mount Pleasant one, you have not lived until you have watched a team that is considered a massive underdog with the world stacked against them go and make a move like that to go play a bigger team. Like the shenanigans get wild, and you see people that are hungry playing some of the craziest soccer. So
it's Concacaf.
That's the drunk uncle game of the Champions Cup, for sure. And speaking of drunk uncles, let's jump over to our matches to watch, and then we'll get to the drunk uncle game, which is still in the air probably. But who wants to go first?
Henry, why don't you go first?
I got one I'm locked in on, so I hope y'all don't take it, but carry on.
Look, this has been a running bit for me the past couple of weeks, and I'm gonna keep running with it. Sunday, Vancouver versus Minnesota United, the James Rodriguez debut, baby. Let's go. Hopefully that contusion is all sorted out by then, and he can finally hit the field, because I have been waiting to see this guy play in MLS. Will he ever actually touch an MLS pitch? Who knows at this point? I sure hope so. But yeah, dude, seriously, that's my match to watch regardless. Just because, again, I mean, Thomas Muller is going to be there. That's going to be fun. Hopefully, we see Muller versus James. That would be one heck of a marketing thing.
Legit good match for sure.
So yeah, that's the one I'm going with.
I mean, World Cup final, Germany versus Colombia.
Oh gosh.
Hey, there's a world that's not that rare that it could happen.
Yeah,
Colombia is sneaky good. Germany could do whatever they want to at any given point. So yeah, I'll take it.
Call up Johannes, see what he thinks.
Johannes versus Henry. Here we go.
Tyler, I'm going to let you go before me.
Oh, sweet.
Just
okay.
so I don't take yours.
Dude, it's Orlando, Montreal all day. It's Orlando, Montreal all day.
It's Drunk Uncle, isn't it?
Yeah, it's also been Drunk Uncle. If I was picking Drunk Uncle, and y'all can pick, but it's my match. I think it's going to be so entertaining. Because Orlando is going to be like 5-alarm fire. Like, we got to win a game. Montreal's like, dude, we just won our first game against the Red Bull High School, and we're on cloud 9. So let's ride it. I think this game, 5 goals. Take it. Like, I'm telling you, this game is going to be off the chain.
Don't bet on it.
Don't bet on it. If your name is Yeboah.
We're just predicting, not placing it.
Yeah, please don't bet on it. But especially not if you actually like contractually obligated for one of the 30 MLS teams as a player. Please really don't bet on it. If you're somebody just watching the podcast, you could. I wouldn't though.
Yeah. I'm going to go with a match I talked about earlier, Toronto versus New York. Potential debut of Josh Sargent for TFC. 1 p.m. kickoff from BMO Field. So all eyes will be on that to see if Josh makes his debut. And then Michael Bradley, of course, going back to TFC, the club that he played for several years, that his father coached at for several years. So going to be quite the reunion in Toronto for him. See, at least the Red Bulls up there after their first loss of the season. So I think that's mine. I think that's going to be a really good match between TFC and Red Bulls. But yeah, that's mine. I think that's going to be, it's not the premier matchup of the match weekend or the match day by any stretch, but I think it could be a really sneaky good match up there in Toronto. Toronto versus Red Bulls, 1 p.m. kickoff Saturday is my match to watch.
That's a good shout. I will give one more freebie as one that and you mentioned it earlier, Sydney. I know it was kind of a joke, but I really do think New York City versus Colorado could be like a really cool game.
Yeah.
So, do y'all have any other drunk uncles though?
Well, I had one. No, sorry. No, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. Atlanta, Philadelphia might be a weird one, even though I know we don't want to bring up Atlanta on this show, but
just hope the freaking tifo works, man.
Oh man, please. But yeah, other than that, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, what's the name? Honorable mention to San Jose, Seattle. I just expect that to be a fun game.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, guys. We appreciate you hanging out with us again. Scarvesandspikes.com for all your Atlanta United and MLS, US men's, women's, all US teams, NWSL Atlanta, all that good stuff. Content. Like and subscribe if you have not already here to the YouTube channel and on all the social media. And if you haven't already joined Patreon, go to patreon.com/scarvesandspikes. Got our Discord on there. Got lots of other content that goes up all the time. So y'all definitely jump in, hang out with us. The Discord's popping. It's a lot of fun. Do watch alongs and all kinds of good stuff. So if y'all haven't, go jump in. We got a show on Wednesday as well, by the way, for Atlanta. So y'all coming therapy session. We got a lot of things to talk about.
Tyler, where are you on social media?
I am at ATL Pilgrim.
Henry, where are you on social media?
I am at HA Higita.
I am SH Wrights X and Blue Sky Soccer Instagram and Threads. Scars, the letter N, Spikes on X, Scars and Spikes on Instagram and Threads. Facebook.com/Scars and Spikes. And support us, of course, on Patreon at patreon.com/Scars and Spikes. We will see you next time. Thanks for
see y'all on Wednesday.
Peace.
See y'all. Okay. I feel like there's like too many, we always do a bit here, like organically. I feel like there's too many things to do bits on from this week. But it's got to be about like Yeboah _ y'all 96. Right?
Sure.
I don't ever want to talk ill of anybody. And I'm not trying to be like a jerk, but how dumb do you have to be to literally tell other people that you're betting against yourself?
Heard of betting on yourself, but betting against yourself is a different story.
Well, I guess technically it is betting on yourself too. Betting against you. It's
almost to talk about it. Like, come on, dude. You know the rules. You know the rules.
Like the press release even says like they have evidence that shows like they told other people.
Why?
Like, come on, dude. If you're trying to get rich off this, don't tell everybody else. Like, it's illegal. Come on, guys. Anyway, if you see Yeboah _ y'all 96 trying to log into any of your profiles, you should definitely block them and reset all your betting passwords.
I'll make sure to change my passwords on my non-existent betting websites.
Right.
Don't make the password Yeboah y'all _ 96.
I bet he won't.
Or will he reverse like just add an exclamation point to the end of it.
Yeah. Or a question mark, like, what the heck were you thinking?
And then in 6 months when you have to reset the password, just add another question.